Hey you guys, okay, so my name is Bella. For anyone who doesn't know, welcome to my channel. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. New videos every Thursday, so come on back for more. Alright, so today we are here to talk about the Breakfast Club interview with Amara La Negra. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know who that is, she is a Latin singer who's trying to cross over to the American market, and she's currently on, I think it's Love and Hip Hop Miami, I want to say. And she, that's how I found out about it. I don't watch the show, but she got a lot of buzz because on the show, basically she went to talk to this producer, and he really went in on her because she's what you would call an Afro-Latina, and she's dark skinned, she wears a fro, so he was kind of like going in on her, trying to like throw a little jabs. And
so I can be elegant if I have a fro?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh man, they're gonna attack me for that.
Mira, Hollywood es un estúpido. Being an Afro-Latina, I think I embrace it as much as
Afro-Latina, elaborate. Yeah. Are you African, or is that just because you have an afro?
You see that brainwashed mentality that I'm talking about?
At the end of the day, in the music industry, they're looking for cookie cutter poster child.
So, where are the women that look like myself? You must do good music, huh?
I think Amara was getting upset with me because she wasn't getting what she used to. I'm pretty sure a lot of dudes be drooling, being all thirsty and all just, you know what I'm saying, open to, hey, you know what I'm saying, trying to catch the vibe. But I'm good. I didn't mean to offend you and try to come off with you that way.
There you go.
So if you were offended,
you're going good. I offended you.
I was doing good, but I gotta keep it 100. You're psychotic.
just telling her she needed to change her hair, change her look, and, you know, just kind of degrading her because of, you know, the way she wears her hair and stuff. So she went on the Breakfast Club, and she's trying to explain to Charlamagne and DJ Envy. She tells them, like, you know, first Charlamagne's ignorant, so just goes. First thing he says is, so what are you? So she's like, what? Okay, like, let's just get this out the way. Because, you know, people even think that she's like in blackface and stuff. They think that she paints her skin because she speaks Spanish. Like, people are so ignorant. It's kind of sad. And DJ Envy and Charlamagne were getting on, like, they were irritating me so bad because, okay, so she goes on, she's like, well, I'm an Afro-Latina, and he's like, what is that? You know, well, him and DJ Envy and Charlamagne are both like, what is that? And DJ Envy's married to a Hispanic woman, so it's like, you would think he would know a little something, and they live in New York, around Dominicans and stuff like that, so you would think they would be a little more, but no. And they even had an interview with, I don't know, I'm gonna butcher her name, but Dasha Polanco? I don't know. I'm hoping I'm saying this right. I like her, but she explained all about being what Afro-Latina, being an Afro-Latino is, and they act like that never happened. So she's on there, she's trying to break down that they're like, oh, I thought that, does that mean that you're half Latino, half black? And she's like, well, no, not necessarily. It means that basically you have African roots, and you're obviously an African person, you have African in your blood, but you were raised in Latin culture, basically. Like, there's no Latin country. Spain conquered certain places, so they have Spanish language, but there's white Latinos, there's black Latinos, there's mixed up Latinos. Like, Latin isn't necessarily a race, it's a culture. So you can be a different race and still be Latin, if that makes sense. Just look it up. Anyway, so Charlamagne and Envy was just like, oh, what is that? Like they had no clue what it was, and it was just so irritating to me. And then she's trying to explain to them how basically in the Latin culture, they don't put dark-skinned Latinos or Afro-Latinos on magazines or movies. You don't see them, and you go on Telemundo or something, you see the white Hispanics. And he was just like, what? Like, they were just both acting like it was all in her head, and like, what? Colorism? What is that? Like, they both act like they had no idea what colorism. It made me feel like when, like, you know, white people don't realize there's racism because it doesn't affect them. That's how it felt to me. It was really irritating to me, because I'm like, you are two black men and you tell me y'all don't know what colorism is? So she's trying to explain to them how, you know, people tell her, she hears it all the time, like, you need to change your hair, this and that. She tried to try out for a soap opera, and they basically flat out told her, if we have any roles for like prostitutes or something, we'll call you. Yeah. They were still like, what? Really? You sure? I don't know. Like, they were like questioning everything she said. And I'm like, how are you guys this blind to colorism? And sometimes what I really want to know is, black men, do you understand that there's colorism towards black women, especially like dark-skinned black women? I've spoken to black men, and sometimes they are legit like, really? Like, what? You went through what? You heard what? You like they really don't know about it. And even if they're the ones who maybe say stuff like, for a dark skinned girl, you pretty something, they don't get that is colorism. So it made me think, like, do black men get it? Because as a black man, it's attractive to be dark skinned. It's a thing of strength to be dark skinned. But as a woman, to be dark skinned is like, it's still a strength. I feel like it's still, they feel like you look strong, but they put that as like a masculine thing. Like, Lovely T explained it very well. Now I feel the same way. As like, dark skin, people equate that to masculinity, or, you know, to not, it doesn't, they don't think it's soft and pretty, they think it's hard and masculine. So you get kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of intimidating to, I think, a lot of people. The whole interview, she kept telling them different things about colorism. Like I said, in the Latin culture, it's okay to do blackface. So she was telling them how they do blackface of her. They make fun of her. And there's no Martin Luther King in the Latin community for the Afro-Latinos. So it's like, they can just degrade you and make you feel bad, and it's like, there's no consequences, there's no, you know, like, backlash. It's just, it's okay. And they're like, they were just so mind blown by what she was saying. And I'm like, do y'all not live in America? Like, are you, how do y'all not get this? I was like, it was so irritating. And they're supposed to be kind of like journalists, so you would think they would do a little research to understand certain things. But no, like, if you do just a little research on like Afro-Latinos and stuff like that, you could learn. Like, they were just so, like, the whole Afro-Latino concept and the whole colorism concept was just like beyond them, beyond their grasp of understanding. And I'm just like really, like, Charlemagne is a dark-skinned black man, and he's always, and I don't see how he doesn't get it, because he's always talking about like light-skinned man and saying waffle colored and all this stuff, like, and then, which I feel like is a part of him maybe have gotten some backlash for being dark skinned or something, because I don't understand why he always is, you know. And DJ Envy is married to a Hispanic woman, so I would think he would know a little bit more about the culture, but whatever. When she was telling them about the issues with colorism, they want to throw out like, what about Issa Rae? What about SZA? You know, they throw out like a few people who actually, you know, are doing good who are dark skinned. Like, that just means there's no colorism. And I hate that. That's the same as when people say there's racism and there's oppression, and they be like,
But Barack Obama was the president.
you know, it's like, because a few people made it there, you know, are doing well, because some black people are doing well, that means that it doesn't exist. Like, it's, that kind of ignorance just like kills me. And to see black people who don't get racism or colorism or something, it's just like, what planet are you on? It was so irritating to me. And I want to know, like legit, I've had conversations, like I said, with black men who is beyond it. Like, they don't see it. And it's crazy to me when people have that mindset of like, doesn't happen to me, so I don't think it exists. Like, I can't take your word for it. And it's just like, how can you not just look at society and see it see the evidence of it? It's crazy to me, but they rather look and see, wait, there's one right there, there's one right there, so it must not exist. There's a couple. that seem like they're doing okay, so can't be true. She's Dominican, and they try to bring up Cardi B, of course. Yes, Cardi B, she is Dominican too, and she is, maybe some people consider her an Afro-Latina, but she doesn't appear as black. Amara La Negra appears as black. Like, there's no denying that she's black. Cardi B is more ambiguous, and she can act ratchet, act hood, and act all these ways, and people accept it because she's light skinned. If a dark skinned woman would do the same things, talk the same way, act the same ratchet ways as Cardi B, she would get looked down on, and they would think of her. It wouldn't be cute. It would be, she's this caricature. She's the stereotype. She's what we all thought she would be. Like, that's how they would see it, and they don't see that there's different standards. There's such different standards. Angela Yee, she was getting it. She was making some points. You know, she's not even a dark skin woman. She's a biracial woman, but she gets the concepts, you know, the different things, and they were just so blind to all of it. Like, it was like explaining it to like kindergartners or something. They were just like clueless on the whole topic. It kind of bugged me that a lot of black men don't get that yes, colorism is real, and yes, being a dark-skinned black woman puts you on the bottom, sadly. Like, not everybody feels this way, of course, but in general, if you're a dark-skinned black woman, and I don't even think it's necessarily, like I always say, it's not necessarily me that people don't like, it's the idea of me, of being a dark-skinned black woman, you know, wearing an afro, you know, that idea is negative. If you say to someone, they're gonna be like, they're not gonna, like, a lot of times there's a negative feel. Like, let's say you meet someone on the phone and you describe yourself as a dark-skinned black woman with natural hair, they're gonna kind of be like, it's gonna kind of turn them off a little bit. Typically, not every man, I'm not gonna say everyone, of course, but a lot of times it's like they're gonna question it. But if you say, oh, I'm light-skinned, I got long hair, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, you know, it's like, it's the idea of it. It's not even necessarily the reality of it. It's like the ignorance, it's a brainwash. You know, it's something we were taught. It's like it could be like a 3 who describes herself as a light-skinned, long hair, and you like, ooh, yes. And it could be a 10 who describes herself as, I'm dark-skinned, I have natural hair, and it's kind of like, it's crazy that there's so much information, so much knowledge, so much awareness about where we're from, our roots, what happened to us, and we still have that brainwash of dark skin equals negative and light skin equals good. It's still that praise the master and our roots are denied and put down, and that's really sad to me. But that's definitely still a reality. It's getting better. I will say that I feel like I say all the time, the black girl magic and the melanin popping and all this stuff is getting better, and we're getting better at embracing who we are and our hair, our skin, and all that. And I love that. Black women are getting it, but in some way, I feel like some black men are getting it, but some definitely do get it. But a lot of them are okay with that brainwash of, you know, exotic, lighter olive, Kim Kardashian type is the ideal for a lot of black men, and they don't see that, they don't get that, and they don't see that is praised more by black men. By black men, I'd say stuff that looks more like that, like Kim Kardashian type stuff is more praised by black men. And by black women, really what they are attracted to, I would say, what I hear is dark-skinned black men. Honestly, that's what I hear a lot of black women say, that's what they feel is most attractive. So it's kind of crazy to me that black men can be dark-skinned. If you're a black man that's dark-skinned, you're seen as strong, and you got these deep roots, you like a Mandingo warrior or something like that. And then if you're a light-skinned black man, you're seen as like a pretty boy type and stuff like that, but it's still not necessarily negative. They do try to act like light-skinned guys are like weaker in a way, but it's still not necessarily a bad thing. They're not put down that bad. They're still like people still love light-skinned black men. So both sides is kind of good, but it's like a negative connotation with being a dark-skinned black woman. And I just wish black men would get it. And I just want you guys to understand that yes, we go through this, and we have to grow up hearing you're pretty for this. I didn't think that there was any pretty dark, it's like, it's a surprise if you're attractive in a dark-skinned woman. It's not like thought of. Black men, I want to ask you, do you get it? Do you understand that there's colorism, and that being a dark-skinned woman, a dark-skinned black woman especially, is seen as a negative thing? Do you get that? And I'm rooting for Amara La Negra, and I'm hoping that she gets to the top and shows the world that, teaches them that there are black people in the Latin community, and that black is beautiful no matter what culture you're in. And yeah, I'm really happy that she's putting a new light on this and showing the ignorance too. And black men, I'm just hoping that you guys get it better, because seeing that interview just like sparked the light in me of like, you know what, I've talked to black men and they don't get it. So it's a thing that a lot of black men don't get, the colorism with black women, what we go through and what we have to hear and how we're treated just because of our skin and our hair and stuff. Even if we're gorgeous, Amara La Negra is very pretty, but because she's dark skinned and she wears this fro, that's not good enough. It's like, she's still not good enough, and it sucks that, we have to prove ourselves so much more. That's pretty much all I had to say. I was just really bothered by that interview because Charlamagne and Envy was just acting so oblivious to colorism and to this whole thing. And I was just like, come on, like, so irritating that they couldn't just shut up and listen to what she was saying and take it in and take it as that's what she goes through. And that just really bugged me, that they were trying to discredit everything she was saying about colorism. Like, her struggle wasn't valid. Like, you can't put down someone's struggle. You can't tell somebody what they went through is not real or doesn't exist or it's in their head. Like, I hate that. Like, when someone tells you they went through something, their struggle, don't discredit it because you haven't gone through it. Take it seriously. Think like, wow, put yourself in their shoes. Think, I don't go through that, but I hear you, like, listen. That's the problem. There's not enough empathy. There's not enough listening in the world. And if we would listen to each other struggle and listen to each other and try to empathize and understand rather than discredit them because you haven't been through it, we can make progress and we could grow. But it's always like people tell you what they've been through and they want to say,
"You sure? You're not just making this up?" I don't know. It sounds like you're just complaining. It sounds like you're just whining.
That's how people feel, and it sucks so much that people can't get it. Black men, please listen. When black women tell you about their struggle as being a black woman, listen. Don't take it as, because maybe you haven't gone through that, it doesn't exist. It exists. I'm telling you, let me tell you, it exists. That's pretty much all I have to say. I just want us to be more understanding. Black men, I want you guys to get where we're coming from when we talk about our struggles as being black women and being at the bottom of the totem pole and stuff. It's true. This is not something that we make up. This is something we feel, that they praise certain things and they look down on certain things. And like I said, I feel like it's getting much better, but it's there. It's alive. It lives. It is a problem. It's pretty much it. Black men, please let me know how you feel about this. Do you get it? Do you understand? Do you see what I'm saying? Watch the interview, please, you guys. Go watch the interview and tell me what you guys think. I want you guys to get it so we can get closer, so our community can be stronger. I want us to get each other's struggle. There is different struggles being a black man and a black woman, and I want us to understand each other's struggle so that we can be a stronger community. That's all. It's all about love. It's all about us loving each other, loving ourselves, and being a stronger community. And that's what I really want. So yeah, if you guys like this video and you guys get where I'm coming from, y'all already know what to do. Help a sister out and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff. And come on back next Thursday for more. All right, you guys. Until next time.